Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Legiones Astartes Deredeo pattern Dreadnought for Warhammer the Horus Heresy from Forge World. Now it's right here in this box with a load of other goodies. I've been meaning to get a Deredeo Dreadnought for years and years. I've held off getting one because I thought that Games Workshop would release one in plastic. They haven't done so as of yet, but knowing my luck, they'll probably announce it next week. I know this Dreadnought has been requested by a lot of you viewers for me to unbox and review it, and it's nice to get a resin, Leviathan-sized Dreadnought, because they've always been a great build. And I'm really looking forward to bringing you the content for this one. So let's unbox this. So it's right here. Number of airbags. We have a few other goodies as well, such as quite a big box Mortarion right here in that box, along with a Death Guard Contemptor Dreadnought and some Death Guard Legion power scythes. With those three items, the Death Guard Legion is complete. Let's have a look at this Deredeo then. So we've got a number of weapon options. It's important to note that one of these Deredeo Dreadnoughts with the top weapon and the main weapon will cost you £88. I mean, that's quite a lot of money. Almost £100 just for one of these Dreadnoughts. I got the missile launchers, I got the main weapon as the plasma Cannonade. I did struggle to decide between this and the Volkite. It was always going to be out of those two if they do make a plastic Deredeo Dreadnought. I think the other weapon options will hold quite well in plastic, but maybe not so the plasma and the Volkite, so that's just a heads up. I also got the Boreas air defense missiles. I'm pretty sure that you can magnetize the top weapon loadout, so that's great, and if I do get any more in the future, then I can just use that. But here is the Deredeo Dreadnought itself in this very undisclosed white box here. Just open this up. It's quite a small box as well for your £45. I just want to say one of these will cost you £45, but then you're going to have to buy the weapons separately. So that's almost as much as a full plastic Leviathan Dreadnought at £47.50. But look at this. Doesn't this look so cool? Yeah, wow, mech warrior type armored core type. Yes, I know some people have compared this to a boat, like the front of that Dreadnought looks a bit like a boat. I'm wondering why they've gone for that design. A lot of these weapon systems and things, you question their origins, things like that. I guess it's more of a sloped armor, so any shells hitting that from the front or any laser beams or whatever, more chance of it bouncing off. Or I don't know. I mean, pick your explanation there. But important to note, it shows it with the dual autocannons and the missile launchers. You've got the legs, and then you can have the heavy bolters or the heavy flamers. I mean, why would you go for the heavy flamers? This thing should be sat at the back at least 36 inches away, firing the hell out of your enemy. Obviously, the instructions, these are the instructions, so this might be a bit of a strange thing for you guys to see if you've never seen any of the older kits. This does have a year on here of 2015. This kit could be at least 7 years old. With the newer kits, they are CAD and they have proper, really nice colour instructions, like a booklet and things, such as the Moirax and the Saber Tank, and any of the newer miniatures over the past sort of 2 or 3 years. So bear that in mind. If you're thinking about picking up a Forge World model, you can always put it in a chat, or even contact Forge World themselves and ask how old the kit is and the instructions. what kind of instructions and things, if you're a bit cautious about building your first Forge World kit and you wanted like full instructions. This kit was checked by CJA on the 14th of July 2022. I'm recording this in December, so they might not have sold many since July, so for the last sort of 5 months or so. Trying to make sense with the release of Plastic Heresy. People that are already in the Heresy that would have normally spent a lot of their money on resin Heresy models have, I guess, dialed back a little bit and spent more on the plastic. So you get this nice big base. You get, look at the detail of this, it's fantastic. Wow, so much detail. I've been super impressed with all of the miniatures and the parts from the whole of this year, 2022. I haven't had any issues with any of the kits, and I bought a decent number of them. So that just looks fantastic. But yeah, with the advent of the plastic Leviathan and Contemptor, we can see ways of how they could make this into plastic, especially going forward with the feet and the side armor panels for the legs. You know, we've seen these in a number of pieces. It's not just, you know, in resin this is one piece, but in plastic I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably like 7 or 8 parts in plastic, and then you duplicate that, and yeah, all of a sudden a Dreadnought that can take an hour or two becomes a Dreadnought that will take you 4 or 5 hours in plastic. Wow, we get the head in a little baggie. You only get one head, and there aren't any Legion specific Deredeos, which sucks. I would have liked to have seen some, I don't know, Imperial Fists Deredeos or Iron Warriors, and even some markings or some extras to go on there. You've also got these knee armor joints and a little exhaust there. I think you only get one exhaust for it, which is, yeah, quite strange. You get the, I say hull-mounted weapons. This thing technically has the 3 weapon systems. You know, heavy bolters, the main weapons, and then the top missile launcher. You used to be able to get an atomantic per vase, which improved the invulnerable save, but I don't think they have that in the new rules anymore. If you wanted to know what went on this, it was of course this, I think. I want to say that this connected on there somehow, but I think that's where we get that from anyway. You get the feet, there's no left and right, there's no you know, toes that are kind of bent a little bit, as give it a sense that it's moving forward, which sucks. It would have been nice to have at least had a 3rd foot to give that sense of it moving forward, but you know, like we do get with the Leviathan, I think, and the Contemptor. So these are the thighs and the tops of the legs and the hip joints, and then here is the hips themselves and the, you know, where it connects to the torso. So yeah, not a huge number of parts really for your £45. You know, when you can compare it to other kits, not an awful lot of resin there either. Detail, yeah, there's a nice amount of detail. And it wouldn't be a full unboxing if I didn't unbox and have a first look at the other weapon systems that I bought for it. If I just did an unboxing of the Boreas air defense missiles, then that would be a pretty short unboxing, so I might as well include them in here. If you want the Boreas air defense missiles, or the I think the Aeolus missile launcher, the Aeolus or Aeolus missile launcher is more expensive at £20, but these Boreas air defense missiles are a bit cheaper at £16.50, and so I think they do a slightly different job. Pretty horrific these are, but seeing as we don't really have many flyers in Horus Heresy, they're a bit redundant really, until they bring you know, the Xiphon out in plastic, and probably the Storm Eagle and Fire Raptor, and maybe a couple of other things. But here are the missiles themselves. They are all exactly the same. There's no differences. There's a fair amount of detail on them. I don't think the paint scheme on the website does them justice. They're lovely looking warheads. Yeah, fantastic. So you get 4 of those, which look quite fun. You're getting the bracket, which is, I think it goes on, I want to say like that maybe. So you can, you know, tilt these. You don't get any instructions on how to build this, so maybe it goes in that way. Yeah, I think it goes in that way. And I'm thinking that that just sits on the top of there. You can use a magnet. There's enough depth there to drill a hole and magnetize that. I'm pretty sure it'll just pop in and stay quite secure anyway. We'll have a look at the Aeolus missile launcher now, and then we'll look at the main, say the main event, the Hellfire plasma Cannonade, which is now called, I think, something else, the Plasma Executioner something. But here is the missile launcher. So you get these 2 missile banks. Hoping there's a left and a right. Good, there is. Well, that's a bonus. So yeah, they just go either side of this, I think. Maybe, yeah, like there, and then the other one the other side. You get the targeting array, which slots in the middle, and then you also get the missile banks themselves, which probably go in there like that. And they do look super, super cool. I like these missiles, they're fantastic. I'm not sure why the missile launcher costs more, maybe because of these big chunks of resin. However, you know, 4 missiles, I mean 2 missiles probably equal the same as one of these chunks, but I guess you've then got these which are quite detailed missiles too. There's a lot of detail in there. We just sort of zoom in. Yeah, look at that. Quite tricky to get that on plastic kits. So yeah, they'll look brilliant with, like, you know, white or red tips on the end. I'll probably go for white tips on mine. So that's the missile launcher, and then the main weapon I've gone for is the plasma Cannonade. All of these main weapons are £23. I don't think you can really magnetize them. It'd be interesting to find out how you can connect these in plastic if they do release that, because the cabling for all of them is different. You know, of course it is. You've got different cabling it's the same for the heavy weapons squads as well. They all have the different cables for the different weaponry, and actually for plastic too. So this is the plasma Cannonade. I've gone for this because, you know, Dark Angels, plasma. I've got so much plasma in this Legion now, it's amazing. So these are the sort of barrels themselves, if you call them barrels. There's two that are sort of reversed, and then there's these 2 which clearly, you know, flank their corresponding orientation. So yeah, you're getting the 4 barrels. They look pretty fun. I wish the barrel ends were bigger, and these were just a bit chunkier. Maybe have like 2 large plasma banks and barrels rather than just the 4 little ones, rather than the 4 skinny ones. You know, a bit like the Omega tank. So have a bigger, chunkier plasma barrel, but with 2 barrel ends as well, maybe, I don't know. Then you've got the cabling, which, depending on your pose, you might have to bend with a hairdryer, but we'll see. This is my first experience of this weapon. You've got the 2 shoulders where you'll put the weapons in, and then you've got the ammunition banks as well. Plasma usually have these kind of ribbed ammunition banks for plasma, and they're different with the you know, auto cannons and the las cannons and the Volkite. So yeah, it's really whatever you like the look of out of those 4 weapons. What do you guys think of my exhaustive unboxing of a full Deredeo Dreadnought with 2 different top weapons and a main weapon and the Dreadnought itself? It's been a long time coming, so thank you for your patience for this unboxing. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.